Ready?
The old razzle dazzle.
The old chickly puff.
The Jigglypuff does sound like something.
The old chiclet shuffle.
The chiclet shuffle sounds like a move I would do.
The old bubblegum battering ram.
Like a dance move I would do at a wedding.
The chiclet shuffle.
The chiclet shuffle, yeah. They still make chiclets? They still make chiclets, right? That's a little
I've never seen them, but I hope they do.
Yeah, I'm sure they do.
I haven't seen them in eons.
Welcome to Rhythm and Pixels, a video game music podcast. This is episode 38-9. We're your hosts. My name is Rob Nichols.
And I'm Jigglypuff on the loose.
And every week we listen to great video game music and we present it to you, the listeners, as us, the hosts. Talk about it, talk about the games, talk about all that stuff. Last week we was our chat episode. We talked about games, movies, comic books, everything, right? We talk about
the whirly-durly.
The whirly-durly. We get the whirly-durly.
That's right.
Whirly-durly drives them crazy.
All of them. Everybody.
If you bust out the whirly-durly on the stage, woo!
Look out. It's
look
on.
Out.
It's on.
That'll be your moment.
The pineapple hopscotch.
That'll be your Hawktua moment.
It's my time.
It'll be your whirly-durly.
God, I'll take it.
Hey, Pernell, what's your dance move that just drives people crazy? Whirly-durly.
Whirly-durly.
Oh, damn, he said whirly-durly.
This guy said, what the heck does that mean?
I can't believe he said whirly-durly.
Well, in some countries, the whirly-durly is particularly effective.
Yeah, it's very effective. Yeah, it's super effective.
That's right.
Yeah.
Take that, steel toe.
I said, Pernell, we don't have a guest this week. What do you want your the topic to be? You immediately wrote back, Get Crafty.
I didn't know. It was not immediate. It took time.
Let's go back to the tape.
We could, but I know exactly.
It was within like 5 to 10 minutes.
Nope. I sent that response at 1:30 in the morning.
Oh, did you?
I totally did.
Oh my gosh. But Get Crafty's good. We talked about doing crafting before, didn't we?
Probably. I'm sure it's probably been in our list of like potential topics that we didn't get around to.
I do know that we have talked about doing like maker games. Like I think maybe we have that on an episode where it was like RPG Maker, Mario Maker, those like games that make games. Mm-hmm. That's a whole thing, right? Roblox. Kids make the content.
Which is interesting now that you say that, because I didn't even realize till you said that this episode could go
sponsored by Roblox. No, what?
Also, that would be great.
No,
but like it could go in multiple directions depending on how you interpreted that. So I'm interested in seeing what you picked.
I thought of crafting in games, and then I would work around that, or games that feature crafting prominently.
Okay.
And the game that I have played the most, which features a lot of crafting, is called Spiritfarer, and I have talked about that game enough on this show. So I'm not going to play games from Spiritfarer. But when you talk about crafting in games, I would say on one side of the coin, you have like really hardcore simulation style game where you're building factories and doing this and building engines that make this and that. Or it's an RPG that you have to craft all these things to survive. And then really on the like almost exactly 50% on the other side is cozy games. Mm-hmm. And cozy games are almost always about crafting. I found yarn to build a sweater. I got the sweater to get more cats. I got to get more cats. It's like it just goes on and on and on. And on.
I feel like crafting in games, whether as the main mechanic or as a sub-mechanic, don't get me wrong, there is a little bit of a balance that needs to be met, which I think most developers pull off. But I think the reason why it works so well is that it is a more boiled down version of getting something from something else.
Yes.
Like it feels good to say, I created this thing from these things, which then leads me to get these things, which leads me to get these things. It's another it's another variation of the Skinner box, I think. The reward is the new creation.
Yeah.
And then you take the new creation and combine it with other creations to make another super creation.
Or on a more pessimistic side of things, it's just another thing that you need to find and collect, which feels good.
Oh, it does.
So it's like, I
good.
need one more red orb, but the red orbs are rare, so I got to go and fight the same guy like 50 times until I get it. Oh, I got the thing, and now I can build the sweater to get more cats.
That's right.
Yes.
I think the funny part is like sometimes it feels more like it's like, okay, I need to get the red orb, but the red orb is only dropped by the super dragon, but the super dragon is only weak to water weapons.
Yeah, there you
but
go,
the water weapons are built by seashells, but the seashells are only at that beach, but I can only reach that beach if I build the boat. But I can only build the boat if I get the wood by chopping down these trees, but I can't turn the trees until I get the wood skill up high enough.
See,
to do that.
Now you got a game going.
That's right.
Now you got a game.
You got a stoop going.
You got a game going. Baby, you got a game right there. So I chose games that featured crafting prominently that I've either have learned about in the past and didn't really know anything about it, and went and explored their soundtracks, or ones that like I've just kind of looked up and like, hey, what games do, which ones stick out to me, and then again, listen to just go and just what we do, days of listening to soundtracks till I find something that gets my attention.
Okay.
And a lot of the cozy games and things like that, and the big crafting games, the music is very ambient, not just symphonic, but just ambient. And so that doesn't really, I like that kind of music, but for a podcast where you're like listening for tracks, I don't think it's very exciting. So I've steered clear of that kind of stuff, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see if I end up, reaching the bar.
Well, I mean, go reach away, go because this is an odd episode. So
I got these little stubby arms. I don't know if I can reach that far.
You have thick, muscly man arms.
First of all, I wish.
You have
Second of all,
no
one
idea.
day I'll get them.
You have no idea. I don't know what you're expecting your
10
arms to look
push-ups,
like.
something that if I could do 10 push-ups in a row, which I can, but it sucks. If I could do those nonchalantly, I'd feel like I was a superstar.
Okay, well then you know how to get there. Aim for 20 or 15 every time you do it.
What?
That's the only. Yeah, that's called progression. It's progressive load.
Start going for 20 and
Yes.
not making it, but like, whoa, at least I got the 12.
That's right. If you go aim for 20, and then once 20 feels like hell, 10 feels like nothing.
That's a good way to look at it, actually. Shoot.
Like that's why like runners, it's like I'll run 10 miles. 10 miles feels like hell, but I can do 5, feels like nothing.
That makes sense.
Yep.
And you just build up the tolerance or the endurance.
That's right, and that's how you get stronger.
Or break your arm.
I hope that sticks with you. This is Life Lessons by Rob Nichols. So this works for everything. Yeah.
And remember, a la Rob.
Everything is built through pain. Anyway, this is an odd episode. We're starting with you.
Okay.
And you're going to tell me the title of a game that's going to have a colon in it. Am I right?
Well, I mean, a lot of these characters have butts, so I'm going to assume they also have colons.
No, it's going to be such and such colon of the such and such.
Actually, no.
No? Oh, what do you got?
Or if they did, I don't remember them, so I couldn't tell you. So the first track I'm going to pick is from one of the two franchises that got me to even thinking about this topic in the first place.
Okay.
This comes from Fantasy Life for the Nintendo DS. Yeah, you thought I was going to see the recent one. The track.
I knew that you've played this game before. We talked about Fantasy Life, and I was
but
like, you've been
the
playing
old
Fantasy
one.
Life forever.
Oh yeah, the old one. No, sorry, Nintendo 3DS. I just remembered.
Okay.
But I played that. But there's a sequel out now.
Oh, okay. And it's called Fantasy Life Switch 2?
No, it's called Fantasy Life I. There's your colon. Fantasy Life I : the girl that steals time.
Okay.
That's the name of it.
Oh, all right. Somehow your microphone got mixed up here. You're not talking to the front. Bam. Now you are.
Boom. Oh, yowza.
Okay, there you go.
Skidilly butt.
All right, so Fantasy Life for the Nintendo 3DS, and the track that we're going to listen to is called...
Give it the old Tricorn Shuffle.
Tricorn Shuffle.
This track is called Job Tune 5, and it's composed by Nobuo Uematsu.
It's one of Nobuo Uematsu's most famous songs.
Job Tune.
Job Tune
Number 5.
Job Tune number 5.
That's right. It was a very popular song. I think, was it Ricky Iglesias that did the counterpart track? Or Julio Iglesias?
No, it was... Okay, if you're listening to the show and you know who wrote Mama number 5, write in.
Because I don't.
Bobby, no. Ben, no.
Jeremiah Wilkins.
I don't know how this came up for me at some point. All right, let's listen to the music. What? Pernell,
Yes.
you know what? After 10 years of doing this show,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised anymore.
I mean, why would you be? I mean, this is a very mellow, relaxing track.
Right. It's contemplative.
Yeah, it makes you think.
Yeah.
It makes you feel.
Just you think about like the people in your life,
That's right.
the ones you've loved and the ones you've lost.
The clock that's ticking.
Yeah.
The bread you're baking. The clothes you're sewing.
Yeah. It's
The swords you're hammering.
It's not just a song about death. It's a song about living.
That's right.
Yeah.
Memento Mori.
What is... Is there a kazoo happening in this song?
There's a lot of things happening in this song. And the thing about it is that job tune number 5 from 345 from Fantasy Life, composed by Nobuo Uematsu, is a track you will hear a lot in
else.
Fantasy Life.
Yeah.
And you might be hearing it right now and going, what, like Rob just said, what the heck am I listening to? And yet, if you've played the game, it becomes an iconic tune that you will take away from the game because you hear it a lot. It's tied to an activity that you will be spending a lot of time with. And you feel accomplished when you pull off certain recipes, because some of the harder recipes particularly become a pain in the butt. But essentially, this is the music that plays during some of the harder recipes you have to make in the game.
Okay.
And
now making is there like mini games to make the recipes, or are you just like selecting items and then making the recipes?
Totally mini games. Fantasy Life.
It's all mini game.
Yeah, everything's a mini game because outside of the combat lives, which is typical battle stuff, you have crafting lives and resource gathering lives.
Yeah.
The resource gathering lives involve you going out, chopping down trees, or mining for ore, fishing, all that stuff, and they all have their own little mini games.
Okay, I got you. So the hard stuff to get, you're listening to this music.
No, that's for the gathering. But the crafting involves you taking the things you did from the crafting mini games and applying them from the gathering mini games and applying them to the crafting mini games. And there's like 2 or 3 different tracks that can play during the work. And this is the one that plays during the supposedly harder ones, the harder recipes that you get. So it's addictive, I'll tell you that much, because I've played the crap out of Fantasy Life, and for me, especially now, I'm actually playing the crap out of Fantasy Life I. I had having a period where I questioned my hobby and what I'm doing with the time, yada, 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 you know the drill. And yet, every once in a while, a particular game will come along that goes beyond me sampling it for 20 minutes. And instead, it's like, whoa, I want to keep doing
this. Has gets those grips in you.
Yeah.
Can I try something real quick?
42.
I'm not looking for the answer, but you just try something with me real quick. So I saw the doctor yesterday, and because I've been having this pain like in my back of my head.
Okay.
And we did some imaging, and it doesn't look great. It doesn't look great.
You're joking. You jackass. I was like, wait a minute. First of all, he wouldn't tell me this.
Wait, let's try it again. Hold on. Just give it a second. It's coming back. There you go. So, Pernell, I went to the doctor yesterday. This what he told me just wasn't great. I need to get my affairs in order, Pernell.
That is not good to hear. Now, with that said, I mean, it does remind me of a similar situation where my dog got extremely sick.
Oh,
that is a thing that I think needs to get utilized in comedy more frequently. I know it is an actual comedy trope that doesn't get used lately.
Like silly music.
Not specifically just that silly music or something that throws off the mood during something that would otherwise be very depressing or moody, or even vice versa. The most simple physical aspect is like a sad clown, right?
Yeah.
Clowns are supposed to be funny. Why is he sad? Why is he crying? And it's like, well, that doesn't go together very well.
I've been looking for video games to play, and I haven't been able to find anything that I just really like anymore. I just don't know if I can find anything that excites me. Maybe I'm just really depressed. Wait, I'm feeling a little better.
There you go. That'll take you up there. Maybe that's the secret. Maybe that's why I like this game so much. And honestly, that may not be too far from the mark, because Fantasy Life, aside from if I had to attempt to describe why this game hooks me like it does,
Yeah.
it's a combination of the thing we described last week regarding ticking box. I said this earlier in this episode. Now I think about it, ticking boxes on a checklist, getting things that can be used to make things that can be used to make things that can be used to make things. Constantly seeing your numbers go up.
Yes.
It scratches multiple itches.
Oh, yeah.
And it feels like you're constantly getting stuff done. It doesn't feel particularly taxing. It's just activities you're getting done. And you're ticking boxes. You feel like you're accomplishing things. And then, in addition to that, the world of both games actually they're all fairly like happy-go-lucky.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm looking for in like my next game. Like, I don't want like a dark post-apocalyptic world. I have enough darkness right now. Mm-hmm. There's enough darkness in the world, Pernell. I'm just makes me feel terrible.
Here it goes. Put this track in Clear Obscure. Which, by the way, that is a dark game too, but I am enjoying it.
You also love like some dark shows as well too.
Oh, absolutely,
right? Yeah. So
absolutely.
All right, so my first track. Let me get on my tracks here. All right, so that was Fantasy Life. I'm going to be playing that song for the this one was really cool. Rim World, capital R, capital W.
Oh, I saw that on my Steam list.
It looks really cool. It's got like a really like not fantasy, but like fantasy sci-fi like kind of world. Really heavy crafting to build your engines, to build like a whole city. It looked really, really neat. And then I was like, oh, that looks kind of cool, but like a little too involved for something I would probably want to play. And then I listened to the music, and I was like, this music is jamming. For now, his music is not what I expected.
So this is one of those games where the music doesn't seem to fit the product.
I didn't play the game, so I can't tell you. But
like images can still
based on the image.
impression.
I watched a little bit of gameplay, but didn't have the music going along with it. So it didn't it just doesn't fit the theme the same way. So, but maybe it works like that. Like it's like Cowboy Bebop, where it's like fun jazz music, but it's in space, right? Mm-hmm. So anyway, this is music by what's his name, Alistair Lindsay. This is Tribal Assembly from the game RimWorld. You're listening to Tribal Assembly from the game RimWorld. Music composed, performed by Alistair Lindsay. Yeah, I was not expecting this sound, the guitar especially. And when it kicked in, I was like, oh, this feels good. It feels loose. This is the opposite of what you just played.
Yeah, this definitely does not mesh very well with that track.
Really, really nice.
This sounds like it could be on Hammock's show.
Yeah, this is okay, I don't know why. I feel like we run across a track, and I'm like, oh, this would be great for KVGM. He's going to be our guest next month, because he was going to be this month, but just my schedule right now is especially inflexible. But we'll get around to that. But yeah, every time I send him a track, I'm like, oh, you're going to love this one. He's like, oh, I know it. He's got like 20. His track list for his shows of over 2,500 at this point, which are all on his radio station right now.
Well, with that said, though, and I can say this as when I was out on my trip, I got in the car with a friend, and that friend just happened to be listening to the KVGM at the time, which was hilariously coincidental. But while I was listening to bits of his tracks, and he was naming them and whatnot, my first thought was that there's no way he's played all these games. And if I know that he hasn't played all these games, because he plays like tracks from a lot of Japanese, like eroge games and stuff.
Yeah, no.
So it's like,
he doesn't. I think he's learned at this point not to dig too deep into the titles.
That's right.
He's just like, let me hear that soundtrack.
But with that said, though, once you acknowledge that he hasn't listened to a lot of the tracks, that just means that he's literally just like dipping his hand in the pool of music. Up some great stuff.
He's listened to the tracks. He hasn't played the game.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but there's something to be said about that. Not in a bad way. It's a good thing. Don't get me wrong. But it's the fact that if you don't tie yourself to the product that the music's contained in,
it's
you can pretty much just yank it all in and just play. It's like you can just walk around with random OSTs on cycle until something clicks.
Yeah, and then if you put his music onto like a playlist, it sounds like you're listening to just artists' music that all sound really good, not knowing that, in this one, this is a game about puzzles, and this one, this is a game about let's not talk about it on the show.
Pretty much.
And there's a lot of that on his show, which is really interesting. It's really, really, really cool. Removing it. That's kind of how I approach a lot of music on this show. It's kind of the opposite of you, where I just listen to soundtracks and find what I like. It's almost like picking up an album off the shelf, or like a CD that's a concept album. It's a whole album based around a story, or maybe it's a movie soundtrack that I've never seen, or I don't even know what the concept of the album was, but I'm listening to it and I can kind of interpret it, but that's not the point. For me, for the most part, the context of the music to the game is not the point, and I'm like, this is just good music, and I'm interested in it. But it is important, though. I mean, I feel like the composer wrote for most of the time. Most of the time, has written the music for specific moments.
Yes,
right, and I think that's really cool.
Like, you remember when we had Gonzalo Varela on ages ago, and he was talking about how he had no idea what the game was. He was just told, I need you to compose tracks that embody this concept, and this concept. And he's like, okay.
And he was like, I'll just write some of the coolest music in the world right now. Yeah,
and he blew it out of the water.
Out of the park. Okay, so let's move on. So your next Crafty tune.
Okay, so the next track is also a game that I've been back into recently. It comes and goes because it's a heady one, so I got to be in the mind space for it, or headspace for it. I don't know what the subtitle is for this game, so don't ask. It's called Opus Magnum, and the track title is called The Alchemist, and it's composed by Matthew S. Burns. Welcome back. You're listening to The Alchemist from the game Opus Magnum, composed by Malcolm Matthew S. Burns. So this game, I've owned it for a little while, but like I said, I kind of have to feel like I'm in the mood to play it, and when I do feel like I'm in the mood to play it, it'll hit, and I'll probably have to replay the whole game again up to the point I left off at last time because I got to remember the mechanics of the thing. So this game is within what's called the Zachtronics line. It's a company that develops very heady games. Essentially,
you've talked about these games. They're almost like programming languages on their own, right?
Mm-hmm. And in the case of this game, you are an alchemist, and you're converting mineral or resources into other resources, and then combining those things to create.
Shenzhen.io. That was the other one we talked about.
Yeah, Shenzhen, awesome too. So you're basically creating chemical structures or formulas using resources, but you can run. But it's the way that you do it that makes it particularly cool because you have a grid that just represents kind of like hexagonal board spaces, and you can slot items onto this thing to manipulate. Like you might be able to put the resources in different spots. There's arms you can place that can turn, extend, retract. There's converters. There's all kinds of things. You have to program the way they all function.
Wow.
To create what's essentially a fantastic machine.
It is. It looks like what was that game called? It was called the Incredible Machine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ruby Gobi.
Yeah. Oh wow! Look at that. Holy moly!
It's really cool. And honestly, there's a point where I'm still wondering what's going to eventually happen, where something clicks for me. It's like, wait, I didn't look you even do it like that. I didn't understand how I'm supposed to do this thing because I'm making all kinds of stuff already. But every time you finish a level, they give you a goal, essentially saying, do this thing. They don't tell you how. There's no real constraints to it. It's just do this thing. And if you can figure out the thing, you're like, okay, I got it. But they rank you by like how many parts you used, how many, because every part has a monetary cost. So you gauge how much you use, how much those things cost, how many cycles your programming were required to do in order for you to accomplish the overall goal. Oh
man, this looks like, I don't know, this looks like something I would be into. It's like okay, here's your goal. You got to do this thing to make this thing do this thing, and then it's like, but you could use maybe fewer items and do it more efficiently.
Yep.
Or you can use more items and make it like really symmetrical.
Yes.
And that's kind of cool. I like that.
It scratches a very, very particular itch when you solve a puzzle and go, wow, I made that skin cream for that person, and the skin cream is just like a 3-molecule product.
Oh, that's funny. So it's not just abstract. It's actually like you're building things for people.
Yeah, there's like a little story where it's like, this person needs you, in order to prove yourself, they need you to make this thing for this client's wife. She's really having some skin breakout. So here's the formula to make it. I need you to produce it. And you're like, okay, here's the stuff.
That looks cool. So yeah, I didn't realize they had made so many other things. Zachtronics. I love the name Zachtronics.
Yeah, I didn't realize it was such a big thing myself at one point, but then once I did, I was like, I should start messing with more of their games.
Yeah, they have a bunch of games here. 1, 2, 3. They have a solitaire style game. It was called Last Call BBS. That's cool. Wow, I gotta explore these things.
I gotta find something that's mathy.
Yeah, I think you'll find it here. It looks like you'll find them here.
Because I had a dialogue with somebody recently where they were kind of like not facetiously saying, who the heck would have fun playing a game that's just all calculations and math? I'm like, I would.
Yeah, we were both playing those phone games where it's like complete the formulas where you just add different numbers and like change the operators to get the desired output. And I like that stuff. That was fun.
It scratches the itch.
It scratches that itch. Yeah, it's just like seeing those numbers fit just feels really good. All right, so next up, I've got music from. Okay, I'm going to skip. I'm going to say this other one for the end because this does not fit. Does not fit your track. So we're going to go into a game called Kenshi. This is
Kimchi.
This track's called "Scorching Wind." It's by the artist Cole Hicks. Now, this is interesting. The music for this game is all adaptive. So Cole Hicks wrote a lot of different parts from a lot of different instruments, and then based on where you are in the game and then what you're doing in those sections of the game, it weaves in those instruments in and out. It's very, very effective based on the gameplay that I've seen. And this is kind of like the long version of one of the tracks where I think someone ripped from the game a section that they played through
that
they thought ended up sounding really good. Kenshi is a very, very,
I keep
very
hearing
large
kimchi.
Kimchi. The microphone for now. It's
I'm just hungry.
I know that you start as like a lowly little servant or something like that, and
then
it's
you're
like
fermented.
and it's really easy to like not make enough money to do this or that, and then you end up like a slave in the system, and then you eventually build your way up, and you're crafting to build like fortresses and all sorts of crazy stuff. So it's a very, very big game with a lot more than just crafting in it.
But can you make fermented cabbage in the game?
I think you probably. I would guess so. And if not fermented cabbage, then maybe just cabbage, which if you left in your inventory long enough, which
it'll ferment.
Yeah, you'll get it. Oh, you can get a kimchi going. All right, we're gonna listen to "Scorching Wind" from the game Kenshi. Right, you're listening to music from the game Kenshi.
Kimchi.
Scorching Wind, music composed and performed by Cole Hicks. Again, this is music from gameplay. This is adaptive music, which is always really interesting to me. I know that in some rhythm games, some soundtracks, they'll have the composers and the programmers of the music will write a pretty large piece of music, but then play them all concurrently at the same time in the game, and then depending on what you do in the game, it sort of like fades one track in and one track out. Maybe instruments in and out, or like whole tracks in and out. So like here's like the energetic version of the song, and then it'll fade it out and fade in the less energetic version of the song. So
like Skies of Arcadia did, even though I guess that one technically kind of like 3 different tracks.
Yeah, something like that. I know that a friend of the show, I forget her name.
Chell?
Chell. Yeah, Chell's game Kind was like that, where different instruments would come in and out. And she would play all the different tracks at the same time and then weave the instruments in and out of each other, which is one way to do it. I think what this one is that it's actually kicking off different instruments at different times depending on what you're doing. And it's always I don't know how effective it is depending on the gameplay, but I first learned about this in the 90s with a LucasArts game for Indiana Jones. and it was all MIDI music, right? So the MIDI was all adapted depending on what you did in the game. The problem was that it was so effective that no one realized that that's what they were doing. They played the game thinking like, oh, that's just the music for the game. But it was actually like a whole program written into it. It was kind of cool. So, yeah, I don't know much about this game. I just thought this was like a really emotional, cool sounding track. It had a really cool name, Scorching Wind. I was like, absolutely.
It sounds like a track from an Ys game by the title.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I would not be surprised if there is a Scorching Winds track in an Ys game, maybe 7.
There's a lot of strings and violins with Falcon music, so
maybe there's some
influenced, a little influence there.
Hey, I'd respect that if there was.
All right, what's your next track?
All right, so this is not a track, or this is not a game that came to mind initially when I came up with this topic, but I have brought up the game in various conversations during the show. I figured it's a good opportunity to finally put a track on the show about it, or from it. This game is called Breath Edge, and the track, apparently I didn't realize until now, it's one of those tracks that's like free use, so you can use it in your game if you want.
Oh, okay, so yeah, just like from a library of something, so we're not really sure. Yeah.
Oh, thankfully the free use is from a particular artist, though. He just makes it available to people.
Okay.
But it's a good one, so it's still worth sharing. This is called Quantum Particles, and it's composed by Johnny Easton. welcome back. You're listening to Quantum Particles, used in the game Breath Edge and composed by Johnny Easton. So this track is very mellow, very calming, very soothing even. But it also fits the game very well.
I don't know what it is. This music makes me think of aquariums.
Well, I mean, I guess space is a sort of sky aquarium.
So tell me more about this space.
Well, you can drown there.
Okay. In a way.
Yeah.
In a way.
You don't drown on water, you drown on lack of oxygen. Which I guess is the same thing, just by different means.
Yeah. Instead of the volume of water, destroying you, it's the vacuum.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But this game is pretty nice. I'm not sure how people might feel to it because it can go either way. But the best way to describe it is you are an astronaut working for a company. Something happens while you're out in space, and your rocket explodes.
Right.
And you're trapped on a space station, and you need to figure out a way to get home. So you don't have communications with anyone, with the exception of this one weird signal where it's like a woman who's in distress who keeps trying to guide you to some place that's going to clearly get you killed. Like, I'm out here in space, come help me. And you look at the marker for a guy and it's like, there's nothing out there, and I'm supposed to go 500 feet. I'm going to die. I'm not going there. But instead, you want to progress to find your way to safety. So what ends up happening is you float out into space,
right,
to find various wreckages or asteroids or what have you, and you're mining for resources on these things. It's basically one of those survival crafting games.
Yeah.
Where you're mining for resources and items that you can then take back to your base. And sometimes I think you can even craft it out there for the more quick things. I can't remember off the top of my head, but take it back to your base, craft resources that will allow you to survive for longer out in space and also in various conditions. And then you're hoping to basically make it far enough that you can eventually reach another station to hole up in, to do more crafting, to go further. And again, this loop, for me anyway, just felt great. As a person who likes the idea of seeing what is over the horizon, the ability to just get a little further, work to get a little further, work to get a little further,
just to see what's out there.
See what's out there.
Yeah.
It felt great, and I enjoy the living daylights out of this game. There's a sequel coming out next year. I don't remember the concept, but I know there's like a freaking chicken that you can get access to too, and the chicken is like an immortal chicken. It blows up and stuff all the time.
Okay,
it's very strange.
Space chicken.
Space chicken.
It is legend.
You don't need him. He just explodes and resurrects. But it's this game.
Eternal space chicken.
Oh yeah, eat your heart out, Colonel. Like games like this and Subnautica.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, there's a whole genre of like survival crafting, essentially. Yeah,
I need to play Valheim someday. I think that's also considered survival crafting. And I have another game that I bought for Steam that I couldn't get past the character creation for some reason. My brain's just never ready. But it's called like Nightingale, where it's like a steampunk portal hopping survival crafting game. So
the only one I ever tried was No Man's Sky. And that was kind of like a survival crafting, also exploration type thing.
Oh, yeah. Did you play it before all the patches or after?
A little bit before, a little bit after. I played it for a while before, couldn't quite get into it. And thought, hey, I'll try it again. And I turned it on. And suddenly I had like a third-person mode, and all this stuff was happening. And I was like, oh, that's different. I could build a base, and I can do this and that. That wasn't there before. I still suffocated in space.
Oh, man.
Over and over and over.
I didn't even think you could die in that game.
You could die. It seemed
like a happy-go-lucky game.
You can die a lot in that game.
Wow.
It's too easy to die in that game.
I had that game all wrong.
You land on a planet and everything wants to kill you. Everything is like, oh, I can mine for this, mine for that. I just need to keep looking. Okay, how do I get back to my spaceship? Crap.
It's weird when you think about that, too. It's like, imagine, I guess, an entity coming from space and landing on Earth. Would they get a similar impression here? They just land in some random place and like, oh, where am I? Oh, crap, everything's trying to kill me.
Exactly. Like, oh, like on Earth, like birds are pretty. We like to look at the birds. But then like an alien lands here, it's like, these birds are terrible. They're everywhere.
They're trying to kill me.
Like, why are these birds constantly trying to kill me? Like, well.
God, just experiencing mosquitoes for the first time. Then
right.
Again, would mosquitoes be drawn to an alien with alien blood? I don't know.
I don't know. don't think so.
I feel like they might, because mosquitoes can smell blood.
Yes.
And they can differentiate between blood types. It makes you wonder.
Well, they'd be like, ooh, this
is some exotic, weird mess. Is this guy bleeding petroleum or something? I don't know what's going on. But I got to find out. I got to taste that. That's some exotic blood.
All right, Pernell, I have something for you here. This is completely different and a little oddball.
Is it from Mr. Mosquito?
It's Mr. Mosquito. This is from an older game. I think it was on the Xbox.
Okay, Grandma Mosquito.
It is Mrs. Mosquito.
I knew it.
Womp womp. No. This is Dead Rising 2.
Okay.
Yes.
Is it the freaking metal song?
This is the butt rock song when you're on the workbench and you're like, I'm going to take a bucket and a chainsaw and I'm going to make a thing out of it.
That game is so good.
So this is Dead Rising 2. This is really funny. This is by Oleska Losachuk. This is the artist's name. On the official soundtrack, the title of this track is called Chuck Everyday Man.
Chuck him if you got him.
But this is the workbench song for Chuck Green from Dead Rising 2.
Chuck him if you got him.
Chuck Everyday Man. Put the spikes and the hammers of the baseball bats.
Hey, they're weapons.
Then you get the masking tape and you put it on the crayons. And you get a laser sword.
Which is honestly, that might be the rest.
Oh, yes. You're listening to music from Dead Rising 2. A really silly, really fun game on the Xbox. This is Chuck Everyday Man.
Chuck Everyday.
Music by Oleska Losachuk, which is kind of funny. Losachuk. I don't think they named the character after the musician of this track. I don't think this... I'm not sure if Oleska did music for the whole game, but at least, we know they made this song. So
they made sure you rocked out when you got your parts out.
That's right, yeah. So, I mean, it's a game where you have to really just kill as many zombies as possible. I mean, you're just running through them.
Well, it's funny. It's a little bit of that and a little bit of not that, because the thing that a lot of people liked and hated in the older games, particularly 1 and 2, they changed it for the later ones, but you're running on time. Yeah. So they would give you some convoluted reason, usually involving Zombrex being... Actually, the second game was the Zombrex. Yeah,
you got to get the vaccine to your daughter so she can not turn into a zombie or something.
Yeah. So that was the second game's clock premise, but the first game, I think, was just trying to get out of the mall before the city blew it up or something like that.
Yeah.
But so you're killing lots of zombies, but if you just kill zombies over and over again without progressing, you're going to die, or rather your daughter's going to die, which means you have no reason to live, so better get to cracking. But the thing about this game that I liked is that despite me generally disliking when games tell me I need to get somewhere in a certain amount of time without letting me explore, I also like the idea of efficiency and having the real, okay, well, I can shave off this much time if I can just, take the car and drive it over there and run over the shelves and climb into the grate and come out the other side and drink a gallon of orange juice.
This path might be more dangerous, but I can at least get there this way, or I can pick up this item along the way.
Absolutely. And then once you start finding out what crafting items are the best crafting items for your play style, you just kind of go hard on those things. Like, I think my favorite weapon, I remember there being a sledgehammer, but I don't remember the specifics, but it was a sledgehammer I liked. But it was also boxing gloves with nails on them. So I was basically like Wolverine punching things.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it was just fantastic.
It's so funny. I mean, just the AI of the zombies shuffling around, and you just... It's just Capcom was like, you know what? You're in a mall. We're in Las Vegas or whatever. Why don't you just go into a store and just put on pajamas, and then you just run through the whole game in pajamas, with your butt hanging out.
Yep, and it's so funny. It's perfect.
It's so funny.
And if you want to hear crazy, weird music, or not weird, but crazy music, just look up some of the psychopath themes that play in the game.
Yeah,
Do you know what the psychopaths are yet?
No, they're the bosses, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're people who lost their marbles in the apocalypse because they are very weak-willed, apparently.
Yes.
And you have to fight them. And they are spongier than any zombie somehow. Shoot him with a gun 50 times. Oh, this chef is still throwing knives.
This guy who just went nuts and thought he could just take over the world or whatever because the zombies took over. Who knows? I've watched a lot of this game. It's just funny because it's so over the top silly.
Yes, it is.
And it's just so silly to me. But what's not super silly is the bonus round.
Bonus round.
Oh yeah, bonus round. That was my Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
We're going to get bonus round. Bonus round is where we play covers and remixes and arrangements based on our theme. Pernell, what did you find for us today?
I actually found a band arrangement. This track is from Star Ocean. Which one? Quite a few of them, because I don't even remember which one I heard it in first, but I know it plays in multiple Star Ocean games. But the track title is called Mission to the Deep Space. And it's composed by a band made up of 4 individuals. Mm-hmm. One is named Justin Thornburg. He's on the keyboard. Mark Jones on guitar. Peter Wagstaff on the bass guitar. And Blake Jones on the drums.
All right, let's check it out. Do they have a name, or they just jamming?
They be jamming.
They be jamming. good.
Yeah, it is.
I dug that.
I bring the heat, man, from artists who know how to jam. That was Mission to the Deep Space from the Star Ocean series, composed by Motoi Sakuraba, but covered by Justin Thornburg on keyboard, Mark Jones on guitar, Peter Wagstaff on the bass guitar, and Blake Jones on the drums. Funny thing is, I was getting a little nostalgic while bobbing to it just now, and somehow it took till now for me to remember. I was like, actually, I think I heard this in Valkyrie Profile. And I took a shot in the dark. I was like, was it Seraphic Gate? And I went and did a quick Google. I was like, typed in the name of the track and Valkyrie Profile. And sure enough, it was like, plays in the Seraphic Gate bonus dungeon. Like, I knew it. I friggin' knew it.
So did Sakuraba also do?
Yeah, he did Valkyrie Profile. He did a good chunk of if not all of the Star Ocean games. Now think about it.
I think all of them.
So that's my guy, though. I get down with the Sakuraba. But yeah, this cover was really well done.
It's really good. It's fun seeing them all perform in the same room too. So all four guys. So mine is also kind of a band arrangement. This is from Stardew Valley, a classic crafting game. This track is Spring, The Valley Comes Alive. It's performed by the artist's name is Thenikin, but is
then again
accompanied by flute on. Accompanied by Becca Michelson on flute.
Accompanied by flute.
Not flute on Becca Michelson.
Hi, flute.
That was Spring, The Valley Comes Alive from Stardew Valley. Music by Thenikin, accompanied by Becca Michelson on the flutes. On the flute. And a singular flute. Maybe multiple flutes. I don't know if she went through flutes during the recording of this song. But anyway.
Flutes.
Thenikin, amazing arranger. Does a lot of video game covers, but like a lot of hard stuff, like heavy metal and things like that. And I saw this one. I was like, "Oh, this is not that style. This is very different. It's really chill." And I do love the music of Stardew Valley. Never played it. I've seen gameplay of it. Never played it.
I feel like you'd enjoy that. It scratches the itch that you got from Spiritfarer.
Yeah, I think so. I played the Stardew Valley board game. It's all right. It wasn't my thing.
Yeah, I don't think the Stardew Valley board game really conveys what makes Stardew Valley great.
Yeah. It's two very different things. But for more information on the bonus round, please go to rhythmandpixels.com. And from there, we'll have links to all of the artists, like Bandcamps and SoundClouds and everywhere online where you can find the music and buy their music and support these incredible artists. Hello and thank you. Thank you all for listening to episode 38-9 of Rhythm and Pixels Get Crafty, where we're talking about crafting, all sorts of things, video game crafting. Not exactly like, at home I made a sweater, or I took a bunch of pipe cleaners and I made like some awesome like thing. No, this is crafting in a video game.
But you could also
do both.
Learn a little bit about crafting at home and about yourself.
Yeah. Crafting is cool, man.
It is.
Make crafting cool again.
It never stopped being cool. It's just hard.
Yeah, it's just hard. It just takes time.
It's just hard. I like to cook. That's my crafting. But I have no guarantees that my food is even remotely good.
If you like it, that's what matters. You are taking care of yourself.
Well, spoiler alert. No, I'm kidding. I love my food.
Yes, good.
Especially when I accidentally spill sugar into my chili.
Did you spill sugar in your chili?
Well, didn't spill it so much as I thought I was reaching for cayenne pepper, and I actually picked up cinnamon and sugar and shook it into my chili and cooked it and came out and took a bite. I was like, what the heck is this? This tastes weird. And then I later learned that someone said that's close to the variation that would be like Cincinnati chili. I was like, huh.
I felt like there's a whole thing. It's a Cincinnati chili. It's got the sugar in it.
Yeah, apparently cinnamon and sugar.
Oh, weird.
Is a way
in the chili.
I put it in the chili. I thought I was putting cayenne, which I told you how much I must have put because I thought it was cayenne. And I dumped it in there and cooked it, and it came out. This is sweet.
I think it works. It works. So this morning, Ali, my son, he wanted grapes. I was like, awesome. He loves grapes. So I got some grapes. But he was drinking milk, too. He was taking the grapes and dipping it into the milk.
Oh.
And then eating it. And I was like, is that good? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, well, you're drinking milk and eating grapes at the same time. Why not dip the grapes in the milk?
He gets the job done. He's consuming them both.
Getting them both. Anyway, so if you like the show, if you want to learn more about the show, get a track listing from this episode, and access to all of our previous episodes, because on our podcast feeds only goes back so far, and we have many, many episodes. Go to the website
www.rhythmandpixels.com.
And we are closing in. We are heading quickly towards our 10-year anniversary of the show.
That is wild to me.
In 2015, November 2015 was when we started the show, Pernell.
10 years of doing this show.
10 years of Rhythm and Pixels.
Can you believe it?
And it is only a couple of years ago we started going monthly.
Yep.
So that means 8 years of the show was weekly. That's why there's so many episodes.
But honestly, I can't think of too many podcasts that did that.
No, they're not out there. And if they're out there, we're burying them.
I'd like to hear, like, if someone comes out and is like, oh, yeah, this podcast does weekly episodes, and they've been releasing them for 8-10 years.
Yeah.
Like, I want to hear it.
There's the other shows I listen to.
Correct. I guess video games.
Yeah, exactly. Video games podcast. Also, if you want to... I forgot what I was going to say. What do I say next?
Into this.
Right into the show. Right to the show. Right to the show. We'd love to hear from you. We love to hear your smiling voices and faces. Please.
I don't think you can hear those.
We'll send a picture of you smiling.
That's
to
Captain Noah's
our
bracket.
email address, Pernell.
At rhythmandpixels at hotmail.com.
That's right.
Yes, we know you can't hear smiles, but try.
And it's Hotmail, so it's like every time you type it in, you feel great.
Because you feel hot.
Because who uses Hotmail anymore? We do.
Hot people use it.
We do. Hotmail. And if you'd like to support the show, the best thing you can do is just kind of tell people about it. Or you can check out our other stuff. We have on our website, you can go click on our merch store. We have really cool video game related shirts. You can check that out. You can go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/rhythmandpixels. We have all of our episodes are uploaded there as well, if that's where you want to listen to them. We have some old live shows are posted up there, and we have a 24/7 radio stream that plays nothing but deep cuts and classic hits that was being curated by Pernell and myself years ago. And then I just shuffle the tunes.
many moons.
So if you tune in, it could be a new tune every day.
Funny part, I wonder if it's even worth adding more tracks, because it can be done, but do we also have enough that people will likely not hear them all?
Every once in a while, I get to see people in the chat being like, update your playlist. But then I'm like, no. I'll just shuffle it again. So you can do that. You can also go to Patreon, patreon.com/rhythmandpixels. If you're a member there, you get access to cool things like stickers, like mugs, Pernell, t-shirts, exclusive t-shirts, Pernell. And also, at the highest tiers, at the very, very highest tier, you can even put your voice in our radio stream as like a little promo. So if you want to promote your store, if you want to promote your podcast, you can put that on our radio station.
You're just setting yourself for someone to say, update your playlist, and then I'll put my commercial.
If someone's commercial was update your playlist, that I would absolutely put it on there. Someone also wrote in on the chat thing in there that they play it in their store or something like that, and they think it's weird that every 10-15 minutes you hear, you're listening to Rhythm or Pixel, and they're like, who said that? But I feel like it's unique. It's not just music. It's a little bit of you hear our voices every once in a while.
Like a radio station.
Like a radio station. Yeah, I like that. Also, Chris is on there. Which, come to think of it, at the highest levels of our podcast on our Patreon, we like to thank all of them at the end of every episode. So I want to thank Christopher Senstrom of Gameable Audio, who was on our show last month.
A board game guru.
Yeah, absolutely.
We still did do an episode with him where we do, I think we've done this years ago, music for board games.
Yeah, we should do that again. Absolutely should do that again. But thank you, Chris, for coming on our show. Thank you very much for supporting our show. Good luck. I know he is moving for work recently, so good luck with that. I hope it goes well. I want to thank Khalid, also very, very much. Thank you, Khalid, over there in Germany, listening to our show, which is really, really cool, and we really, really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. And we also want to thank Kristen, GameFan44, Ulf Person, Antmaster, Brian Pitt, Cameron Worma, Carlos, Kung Fu Carlito of the Heroes 3 podcast, Chris Weisner, a.k.a. Musashi219.
The wise guy.
I want to thank David Good and thank David Taylor. Thank Enchilada Regol. Thank you, Harold Howard. Thank you, Jamie. Thank you, Justin Schneider, co-host of XVGM Radio. I want to thank Kitty Sparks, Leslie Martyris, host of the VGM podcast. Thank you so much, Rage Cage. Thank you, Reinhard Selkova. Thank you, Steve Miller, Taco, and Zach Thorbach. Thank you, all of you, and many, many more for supporting our little program. We really appreciate it.
We really do.
All of the money there goes towards hosting, goes towards the domain, goes towards the website, and goes towards just making this show better and running week after week, month after month. So
if you got so topic suggestions, throw them out there, but I guess it comes up earlier too.
But yeah, if you have a topic suggestion, send it in the email. We open it up, and it's just change the playlist.
Or games that you're like, play that game, do the thing.
Yeah, we'll talk about that too. Also, on the playlist front, we cannot play Squaresoft music. So if you're waiting for Final Fantasy music to come, I'm sorry, I can't play it. We've gotten cease and desist. We gotten some nasty, nasty letters from lawyers, which is ridiculous for a radio station that gets at the most 30 to 40 listeners.
You can't listen to music. What are you doing?
So sorry about that, folks. That's just the way it goes. That's just the world that we're living in. I don't think I got anything else. Anything you wanna mention?
Oh no, I'm still thirsty because I've been drinking water, but I missed what was originally in this cup. I left the cup on top of my car.
What did you lose after you drove off with it on top of your car?
Well, it was like a nice iced tea.
Oh, okay.
Refreshing iced tea. But it launched off the top of my car, hit the ground. The container is very sturdy, and yet somehow the lid and the straw are not. So the straw got broken, and the lid still works, but without the straw, like,
yeah, exactly. What are you gonna do with it? So I was just curious. I was like, I lost the special liquid. I was like, well, it's a really special iced tea.
Oh no! When I get home, I might get that. But nah, not in the cup now.
All right. Well, then you know what? If you want to donate to Pernell's cup,
the Pernell cup,
I got to give him a new cup. No, it's all right. Anyway, thanks everyone for joining us on the show. Next month we should have Hammock from KVGM Radio. We're doing a special episode where we just do, I think, TV theme song lookalikes. TV.
Yeah, it's going to take some work, but I'm up for the challenge.
Like 90s style. So I think they're out there. We've
done it with him before. I think that's his shtick, and I like that that's his shtick because it makes me think about one of my favorite eras of my life, which was the period where I could actually happily watch 90s TV shows on weekday nights at 8 p.m. on Philly 57. Actually, CBS and ABC and NBC.
But Philly 57 is more fun to say.
It really is.
Yeah, it really is.
Philly 57.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks everybody for joining us. We'll see you next month with Hammock on our show, and see you next time.
I'm Rob Nichols.
Oh, that's right. My name is Rob, and that's Pernell, and the name of the show is Rhythm and Pixels. And if you don't come back next time, it'll just be Rob Nichols. Pernell will be gone.
Where will he go?
What was the joke before? Like, because he gave my baby sugar before after 5 p.m. You're gone. You're out of the family.
Dun dun dun.
All right, that's it. Goodbye, everybody.
And remember,
Pernell.
Yeah, see, look. See how that goes? See that? The topic is very obvious, is what the and remember is going to be.
It's in there. No,
Get crafty. Don't let yourself languish on just things that are being spoon-fed to you by other people and what they can give you. Instead, there's something special and magical about coming together by yourself. And that's or with other people and creating something special and new for yourself. And frankly, if the recipe already exists and you're making off that recipe, that still counts. But go in the kitchen, throw random spices in a pot with some ground beef and hope it tastes good. It's still your concoction. Mix a bunch of liquids in a container and then chug it. Don't go to the hospital. Hopefully it's better than it won't send you there. But
no, if you have to go to the hospital, go to the hospital.
You probably should.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
But ultimately, making new things and trying new things feels better than you would give it credit for if you haven't tried it before. Don't knock it till you've tried it. And then if you try it and it's disgusting, knock the heck out of it.
Knock it away.